Hello, my dear, and welcome to our war vlog about the life in Dnipro, central Ukraine. And probably you have noticed that there were no fresh videos for a while, and this is because I wanted to take some time off to go for vacations. But the situation now is developing in such a way that I decided that I have to record this video and I have to tell you what's going on because when I'm checking the Western news, I don't see enough footage of the situation of what's going on really, and I don't think that you are aware or well aware about what's happening. First of all, the thing that you obviously know is that Russians um, exploded the dam at the Kachovka sea, we call it sea actually, and because of this, the huge humanitarian catastrophe happened. And the most obvious one, which you've probably seen on TV, is that for the whole week, large areas with residential buildings were flooded, and Russians didn't evacuate on the left bank Ukrainian citizens. They were checking passports, and if the person didn't want or didn't manage to replace a Ukrainian passport with the Russian one, they simply didn't let people go to the non-flooded area. And this flooding uh, made the situation so it wasn't expected situation, and Ukrainians have a model and warning about it starting from last autumn because Russians mined it last September, and in winter it was pretty scary situation there. So there were maps of the areas which would be flooded, and starting from the first hours of this event, Ukrainian special forces, Ukrainian rescue teams, they started to go from door to door and evacuate people. So from Ukrainian side, non-occupied by Russians, it was more or less okay. But even in these conditions, people needed water, and in Dnipro we bought water and delivered it to these areas, to Kherson. After the water was gone, it turned out that houses are impossible to live in because they were flooded till the roof, and now there is a big problem with the housing of these people who suffered from it, and also all the gardens, vegetable gardens on which people rely for their survival, especially nowadays during the war, they also flooded, and whatever people invested in planting it, it is just gone in the middle of the summer. And this is the situation leading to humanitarian crisis to deepen in it. Now the area of Dnieper River in this particular region is quite shallow, and they don't suffer from flooding anymore, but they suffer from the poisonings which are now in their wells. They're mixed with the non-drinkable water, and they can only drink the bottled water which they should take from somewhere else. But the situation upstream the river is not better because of this outflow of the water. The regions which were depending on it, they hugely, vastly damaged. But the biggest situation and my main motivation to record this video is Zaporizhzhya nuclear power station. And regretfully, not enough attention is drawn to it, and the attention which people kind of paying it is a little bit wrong one as for me. I don't know which sources have you been read, but so the first of all, what I've read, what I see here is that the coverage of the danger is not enough. If we talk about Kachovka Dam, the situation started to develop last September. So it was more than 6 months from the moment it was mined to the moment they decided that they will ruin it. The same situation now is with the Zaporizhzhya power station. They mined it in winter somewhere, and 2 reactors are mined now, and the reservoir with water, which is cooling the whole system, is also mined. And this is something that is widely discussed in Ukrainian news, but in international news you can find reporting here and there. And it is the third largest nuclear power station in the world, and it is the largest in Europe. In case of leak, the polluted area, it will be huge. It wouldn't be the second Chernobyl, as our experts say, because the station itself is so well protected that you wouldn't have this radioactive mushroom, you wouldn't have the light and the disturbance of electricity, but the radioactive pollution will be the same, and it can go as far as the wind goes. That's why this is the question which needs to be discussed. In situations when this question is discussed regretfully, everybody thinks that we need to make a peace agreement with Russia. And in this situation, maybe you're a supporter of this idea, but if you are, I want to tell you that you cannot negotiate with terrorists. Russia is a terrorist state now. Russia kills the innocent population, and negotiations back in 2014, all these Minsk agreements, they led to the full-scale invasion in 2023. So if we negotiate now, if we trade Ukrainian territory on the illusion of peace, we will have a much worse situation. That's my message today. And in Dnipro right now, we are very worried about this nuclear power danger, about the disasters they impose on us. They are likely to step in and they are likely to do something with the nuclear power station, either because of neglect, which happens a lot. They are not organized, it's not organized army, either because of neglect or intentionally. The accident might happen. It wouldn't be only Ukrainian problem. But it doesn't mean that we need to make any peaceful agreement with Russians now. It means that we need to show, as a world community, to show Russia how wrong it is to play with nuclear things, anything. With nuclear tactical weapons, with nuclear big weapons, with nuclear power stations. It is the second nuclear power station they tried to invent in Ukraine. So in Dnipro, there are sirens, there are not that many rocket attacks currently, but there is a big danger from the nuclear power station that is still under Russian occupation. If you have any influence, if you can post something on social media, please do it. Please draw attention to this problem, because abroad in democracy countries, your government would listen to you. That's what I would ask you to do. And thank you so much. Thank you for your support. Thank you for your donations. Thank you for talking to your friends about Ukraine and delivering the truth. And I hope it won't happen. I hope that the nuclear power station, which is 100 kilometers from my home, would never explode, and I would never have to go home to evacuate the whole of my family and just forget about the place where I live. But the danger is so big now that I'm scared, and it's something that literally makes me wake up at night. So please tell the world, just spread this information as much as possible. Don't give up on the war, and let's fight this aggression together. Thank you very much for watching, and I hope that next time I'll see you in much better circumstances. Goodbye for now.